you can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
Did you ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
I'm Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be. I had to bring it down. You and I, Brent, we used to be Star Trek podcasters, right? We watched Babylon 5 for the first time, and we watched this episode, and so that's part of why I'm bringing these things down just a little bit, just level setting things a bit. But we're watching this incredible series for the second time, catching all the things we didn't know the first time, which again is why I am level setting.
Well, speaking of setting levels, we do have a certain level that we have to maintain, Jeff, and that level is one of where we are searching for the sci-fi messages contained within the series. Now, we've done this once before, but there are things we didn't notice. There are things we didn't catch the first time around. We're coming back and hitting them once more, trying to see the things that maybe we missed. Where is this show actually holding up a mirror to society? Where is it giving us hope that things can be better in the future? Where is it telling us how to be better human beings to one another? What was JMS actually saying? And we can say it because we can now look at the stuff where he tells us what he was actually trying to say. That's what we're doing here. Now, that being said, Jeff, it must be stated at this point for all of our listeners and viewers out there, from this point forward, spoilers will abound. If this is your first watch through the series, please stop. Don't watch any further in this episode right now, okay? We have a whole series of For the First Time that is completely spoiler-free. Jeff and I were completely unspoiled. Join us with that one. Trust us, you want to go back and do that, because everything from this point forward, Jeff and I could talk about anything from any point in the timeline, from anywhere in the franchise as a whole. That includes the show, the movies, other shows, books, whatever. We can talk about it all. So consider this your warning. Spoiler alerts.
Spoilers abound, coming as we watched, Brent, for the second time today, The Long Dark.
Yeah.
Do you, sir, remember what you thought about this one?
This, for me, is my number one most disliked episode of Babylon 5.
Which says a lot if we go back and look at your first time viewing.
Yeah, this is my... Well, I really enjoyed this series as a whole. And for the most part, even the bad episodes were still pretty good.
For the most part, yes.
Especially when you compare them to other early 90s sci-fi or mid-90s sci-fi who had... Those were some bad episodes.
Yeah, real bad.
So even the bad episodes of the show tend to be pretty good. But this one for me just was not in any way, shape, or form. I have to be honest with you, Jeff. This is an episode I have been dreading returning to on this rewatch. I'm not excited going into today. This is where I am right now. I've always promised you guys and told you I'm going to be completely honest with you with where I am. And I'm not going to pretend to be something that you guys think I should be. And I hope you guys understand that by now. I am not excited for today. This is the one where Franklin cements his creep status, in my opinion. Now, that being said, while I'm not excited, I am definitely interested to get into this episode and give it another shot and see what changes, because you and I have both experienced changes to our original opinions of multiple episodes. And I'm hoping for big changes in this episode. I just don't think it's going to happen. How about you, Jeff?
This was the episode I planted my anti-Franklin flag.
Yeah.
I didn't like him up to this point. I had Believers was where I really started to turn on him, but this is where I was like, no, this guy is objectively the worst. Dr. Bashir got out of creep status even before the end of the first, not out of, but mostly out of creep status by the end of the first season of Deep Space Nine. Here we are on the path of season 2, and we're tripling down on how awful Franklin is. I am excited, though, to watch this through the lens of me actually loving Franklin at the end of the series, right? Do I see this any differently? But Brent, the thing I think I remember the most out of this one is this is the second worst episode in the entire career of Dwight Schultz.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the first?
It's this little, I don't know if you've ever seen it before. It's a...
Don't say Don't you
episode
say it. Don't
Stargate
you
called
say
The
it.
Gamekeeper.
I'm gonna punch you.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Not. It was not.
It was dumb
At all.
and horrible, and he
It
was the worst.
dumb, but it was not horrible, and he was
was.
not the worst. Absolutely not. You are wrong.
Not my least favorite episode of Stargate, but my least favorite Dwight Schultz episode, which says a lot because I've seen this one before. But again,
Opinions are like noses, Jeff. Everybody's got one.
and sometimes
they smell.
sometimes they blow. Either way, yeah. But that's I don't have a single positive memory of this entire episode.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, Jeff, because as we do, I went back and I listened. I had subjected myself to going back and listening to our original episode where we covered this from our first watch. Would you like to know what we actually said?
Dude, I can't wait. This is a period in our For the First Time viewing where our community started to turn on us.
Absolutely. And Jeff, I have a red yarn theory about something having to do with Babylon 5 for the first time.
Okay.
Something having to do with us.
Okay.
And I'm going to connect some dots, and I think this episode figures keyly into it. So
awesome.
That being said, we had a great this from an entertainment standpoint of listening to a podcast. This one had a great intro.
Okay.
I want you to we're going to reenact this, okay? Because you're going to roll with me. Let's reenact this. Let's go all the way back to Babylon 5 for the first time. You do the intro, music plays, it's done. Go.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I'm watching Babylon 5 for the first time. Brent, it's your turn. You say, yeah. And I'm Brent Allen. What? Come on.
Not doing it, Jeff. I'm not doing it today. That was how we opened the episode.
Just like, I'm out. I'm not even doing this.
Yeah. Now, we both hated this episode, and I have to say, Jeff, all right, listening to us, me particularly, I'm going to fully own this. I was admittedly a tad more obnoxious than I normally am on this one.
Just a little.
About how much I really disliked this episode. Now, that being said, knowing where you and I end up on our Babylon 5 journey, okay, I also laughed at my own dumbass a lot.
Okay.
And frankly, yours as well, my friend. And I found the episode rather entertaining because I knew where we were going. You know what I mean? And I found myself thinking, oh, just wait, Brent and Jeff. Just wait. Just you wait. But in a similar way to the way that when we were watching Babylon 5, we didn't know where the show was going or how it was going to end up. And we hated this episode so much that we almost rage quit this whole series. Wow. I can fully understand, Jeff, why people not knowing where you and I were going on our journey would be listening to our show and wanted to rage quit on us in the moment. Okay. I get it for this episode. More so me than you. I'm fully owning this.
Okay.
And Jeff, you were entirely likable the entire episode.
As I am.
And here's the thing. This is my friend. I don't know that we've talked you and I have had a lot of conversations about this off mic. I don't know how much we've ever talked about this. So if this is news to you guys, you've never heard this phrase before, I apologize. I'm not going to go back.
Golden
Jeff,
child.
This is the episode you became the golden child.
Really? Okay.
This was it. That's my red yarn theory, is this is the episode where you just became the golden child of the show.
How so? What happened?
You could do no, it's because I was that obnoxious about hating this episode. And you, while we're very critical, you were very, very critical. You are still lovable and likable. And I loved Jeff Akin too. So
maybe. Well, it's the whole thing. Your heel turn was so strong that even if I was mid, I became the huge baby face.
Right.
Maybe send this episode to my ex-wife. Let her know, like, hey, this is actually super cool.
Right. Now, I gotta say though, all right, one more note about just listening to us as a whole, then I'll talk about some individual things that we said. Every time, and I've noticed this over doing the re-listens through the first season and up to now, every time we get into the Star Trek message part, Now it's time to compare this to Star Trek and see if it has any of that Star Trek quality. I got to tell you, Jeff, to me right now, listening to it, it's ear grating. And I hate it.
Wow.
I'm like, stop talking about Star Trek. This is not Star Trek. I know it's in the title, but this is not Star Trek. And I wouldn't blame anyone for fast forwarding through that section and not listening to the messages part that we found.
Wow.
I would not blame anybody for doing that, which makes me sad because we've had so much good stuff that we were able to dig out of these episodes and talk about.
Yeah.
And get into. And frankly, that's the meat. That's what makes this show actually mean something, I think, is when we get to that part. So I'm sad that we would do something that would cause people to fast forward through that part. And I totally get why they would do that. Hopefully people are listening to it more now, though.
I hope
now,
so.
That being said, Jeff, you said that this was a waste of 2 good guest actors.
There were 2? I don't remember.
There were 2.
Okay.
Yeah, there were 2.
Oh, yeah. The Copernicus lady, right?
Yeah. You also called out the Drazi for not still wearing a purple sash or a green sash, whatever color they were supposed to dye it to. You were like, no, they needed to wear it. You actually spent the first bunch of episodes trying to protect me from a big spoiler in the credits.
Oh, I knew about the spoiler.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because you had watched the credits, and it's the part where it says it was the year the Great War came upon us.
Oh, okay.
Right? And you were trying to like, yeah, Brent, don't listen because it's a big spoiler. They just put it right there in the credits. And so here, like I said it because I knew or I'd heard or something like that, and you were like, man, that's what I've been trying to keep from you. And like, you were so sad and so dejected that like I knew about it or heard it. you were so disappointed.
I still think that's a huge spoiler. I still don't like that they put that in the open.
Right. You said B5 ripped off Deep Space Nine. Those words came out of your mouth. Babylon 5 ripped off Deep Space Nine.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. You said they got Jumbo Gach and their reference to 47. They had a good reference to 47. We did get a lot to talking about the B5 DS9 thing, and you referenced to the Vanilla Ice story.
Oh yeah, the dun 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 da 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun 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 dun. An eighth note. It's different.
Now I have since learned something, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there is a YouTube channel out there that I dig. I think it's a great channel. I think you guys should all go get it. They don't pay me to say this, and I'm not trying to kill a reboot for them at all either. So, but it's called The Professor of Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I've sent you a few of their things. It's called The Professor of Rock. Vanilla Ice was featured on The Professor of Rock. You should all go watch. It's excellent. This particular interview was really, really good. Vanilla Ice just seems like a good dude.
I agree.
Like
There's a fun reality series with him visiting an Amish community, and I was like, this guy's great. He was like doing construction and stuff with him. It's definitely worth a watch.
There you go. So they were talking about that one thing, though, about the comment that he made about the eighth note, and what Vanilla Ice and even the guy, the Professor of Rock dude, were saying was like, what's weird is people thought he was serious at the time when he said it. Like they were getting sued by Queen for stealing this riff, and somebody asked him about it, and he was just joking when he's like, no, it's completely different. Like he was not serious at all, and he's like, people took it so literal. I was just like, he was like, I was 21 years old or 20 years old. I was just joking around, you know.
I love that.
Anyway,
good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. But you also mentioned this, and you said that the whole point of this episode was simply to validate G'Kar.
Okay.
As it goes through, because this is the one where he's all like the shadow, like this is bad. This is bad stuff happening, and this is all about validating him. And
because in Revelations we got the Book of Jaquan, Zahadum, and everything, and the point of this is like, and look, here it is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, as far as me, I very much lamented this one. It made me want to quit the whole show. I said this episode didn't know what it wanted to be, and I'm interested to rewatch this and kind of track this piece because I think this might still hold up. Was this a fish out of time or a fish out of water story? Is it a social commentary on mental health? Is it a warning about the horrors of war? Is it a murder mystery? Is it introducing us to a new key player in the series? It could have been all of those or none of those, but it never drilled down on any one. It just didn't know. It was just this weird mess of kind of all of it, and it didn't work well together at all. I also talked about how season 2's been a dumpster fire so far.
Oh, I bet that. Yeah, that's great.
And I talked about them shooting this thing with a Sparky gun. It's the Sparky gun. And we didn't know if they killed it or what, like this thing that they shot with the Sparky gun. Because they just kept going until somebody yelled them to stop. So they're just until somebody's like, stop. And I was like, what? Oh, here's what I said at the time, Jeff. And I quote, this is why I'm bringing this up. I was like, what did they do? Shoot it 3 times with a Zat gun and they disappeared?
I get that now.
You were like, oh no, whatever. Anyway, Jeff, those are some of the things that I found coming out of the first time. I fully own my crap on this and bestow the title of Golden Child to you, Jeff. What did JMS have to say about this episode?
Yeah, not a lot at all. Most of what he had to do was like clarifying things for the people that were flicking him crap on the Usenet and whatnot. But
okay.
He made a comment that I really appreciated, and I feel like he was kind of owning that. I believe the writer of this is a gentleman named Scott Frost, and this would be the only episode of Babylon 5 that he wrote. In fact, very shortly after this, we dive into the almost all JMS writing of this, but he was owning it. And he said, from time to time, as we push ourselves to the limit, we're going to crash and burn. That's part of the risk if you really want to try and do something different. We push the envelope and sometimes get a paper cut. I feel like this might be more than a paper cut, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Regarding Londo looking more wicked,
can I interject something there with you? And if I'm stealing your thunder from a future comment, my apologies. But I just want to call out our wonderful council chambers who's joining us here for the live recording of this, and they're having their own little conversation. Our friend Ben over in council chamber said, "I seem to recall JMS saying something like some writers get it, some don't, and we don't ask them back." And in the context that he said that in, it was pretty clear he meant the writer of this episode.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So it seemed to fit with what you were just saying there.
Totally.
Yeah, you give me a paper cut. I don't like paper cuts. They hurt.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
You ever watch the Jackass movies?
Yes.
Yeah, but there was one where they were like paper cutting, but the webbing. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm sorry. I should have given an activation warning because that is the worst. He's apparently in comments getting a lot of stuff about Londo, and so he says regarding Londo looking quote more wicked. Yeah. We're doing some very small, subtle things to his appearance, his wardrobe, pulling him into a darker range of fabrics. It says, honest to God, you wouldn't believe how careful and detailed we are in setting this stuff up. He'll even be getting a new, slightly darker coat, straighter lines, closer in style to Rifa's before the season's out. It's really interesting when you know where this guy is going. And the final thing I've got...
His clothing is foreshadowing and mirroring his turn.
Yeah, it's...
Like that's what we're watching.
Where he says, you wouldn't believe how careful and detailed. Agreed. Yeah. Absolutely. Final thing I've got on this one is he says, a thought on Sheridan, by the way, triggered by messages that I've seen or have been alluded to in which he was gigged for smiling too much, unlike Sinclair. So I just checked back in some of my archives, and for the first 4 or 5 episodes, the number one complaint about Sinclair
said he was smiling too much.
He smiled or smirked too much. Come on, people.
If that's the thing you're complaining about, to quote the great William Shatner, get a life.
Get a life. With all that, Brent.
Uh-huh.
What do you say? What do you say we put the bunny suit on and watch this episode?
Let's do it, Jeff.
Let's do this. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. I am fascinated as to, in fact, if you are joining us for the first time and you're watching this right now, please in the comments, why this one? Why this one? It's going to be great. Like, we're going to have a good time. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be great. But Brent and I literally are going to watch the episode right now. It's been 2-3 years since we last watched it, so we're going to watch it here in a minute. We're going to comment on it, have conversations, whatever. If you're joining us on YouTube, you're going to see the kind of cut up, edited version, the reaction style video of that. If you want to see the entire uncut version of that, you can get it on our Patreon page at patreon.com/Babylon5First, the number 5 and the word first. And if you go there, also, Brent mentioned it earlier, the Council Chambers tier subscribers to our Patreon are invited to join us for our recordings. They're with us right now. We may be referencing things that they bring up in the chat as we go through. And even if we don't, they're having awesome conversations amongst themselves.
And if you guys are listening to the audio version of this show, you're on one of our audio platforms, welcome. We love that you're here. You guys are also going to hear the reactions to the episodes as they happen. They'll be all cut up because we didn't want you guys to miss that conversation. And we're going to meet you guys on the other side where we'll talk a little bit more about some of these new messages that we may uncover during the course of this episode. So, Jeff, let's go shine a light on the long dark.
Love it.
Accessing file.
This is the Copernicus. We come in peace. This is the Copernicus.
Stand by. We'll be right back. Are you ready to take your Babylon 5 for the first time experience to the next level? With our exclusive Patreon, you'll get access to all kinds of cool stuff that you can only find there. Our recording notes, unedited reaction videos, an exclusive Discord community. And you can even be listed as a producer of the show. Plus, we even offer exclusive meet and greets and hangouts. You won't find this kind of experience anywhere else. Get all these amazing benefits, plus the opportunity to interact with other fans from around the world. It's being part of a huge community where everyone shares the same appreciation for Babylon 5. Subscribe at patreon.com/Babylon5First. That's the number 5 and the word first to get access to these incredible benefits. That's patreon.com/Babylon5First. We can't wait to see you there. It's an old code, but it still checks out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, I remember this. Yeah. It's all coming back.
Through the walls! It's coming through the...
I don't know why I find that so funny.
I need some ozons. No ozons.
You know, I remember saying this back then, and I'll say it again. Nobody plays crazy like Dwight Schultz.
So true. Oh, this is the one where he and Garibaldi have the whole PTSD sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
It is a flood. Floodgates are open.
This is the first time we heard the word Gropo. It's like, oh, you were a Gropo like me.
Yeah, I remember that scene right there. Good chance you're gonna see that on the thumbnail.
You know what's funny is they had to film him putting his face down on the floor, and then they had to take a camera and film him putting his face against a piece of glass.
Kingdom is done. Thy will is something on.
I like this actually.
Oh, Hail Mary! No.
I like the caption there.
Frankly, though, Jeff, I'm not a Catholic. That's about as far as I would get into Hail Mary as well. Hail Mary, I don't know the rest.
I like the caption. Hail Mary, F you.
Babylon's project was all.
It's like, oh no.
I have walked in the valley of the...
Good! Keep on walking.
Hurry, Ambassador, he's gaining.
Any idea where it's from?
We're still trying to identify the design, but wherever it's been, it's taken a hell of a beating.
How is this just not in their database?
We're trying to figure out.
Oh, it's this kind of ship because it came from the same place you did.
I mean, okay, so if a sailing ship from the 1700s suddenly showed up, yeah, we can identify that.
Yeah, 100%.
USS.
Earth? I've never seen this design before.
And check your history.
There it is.
Ships like this were used in early deep-range exploration, back before we got jump gate technology.
I was going to say, that's going to be 101 level class stuff.
They got this in high school.
Things were pretty primitive back then.
Yeah.
Maybe it missed a thruster firing or went off course.
It's been adrift ever since.
Possibly.
Well, it's been a ship the whole time. I don't think it's adrift.
It wasn't a wrong turn.
But it did go off course.
Why don't we ask the pilot?
There is something alive in there. Sheridan to MedLab.
Franklin.
We may have a patient for you in Docking Bay 4.
We might have a girlfriend for you in Docking Bay 4.
Their whole indication that it's just something in there is alive as it just flashed on a certain part of the graphic. It didn't zoom it down. It didn't give you details. Also, I like how the ship is now resting on the floor.
Right, just
that is not a tall ship at all. You're gonna bump your head going into that ship.
Understandably, though. I mean, here, go cryogenically sleep. You don't need room.
Here's a question: a submarine, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to take a submarine,
Cryogenic
put it
freezer.
on
I've seen him at the Air and Space
Earth
Museum.
and stand next to it, how tall is that submarine?
Oh, I used to be able to tell you exactly, but no, there's 3 levels on a submarine, so not a lot.
Dead.
Also, it would roll over and fall to the side.
Hey, look, it's the typical ordinary sci-fi thing. Find an old ship, somebody's left alive. And you know what I said? There's a rule. There's a rule in sci-fi, okay? if the person alive, they're going to be one of two things: either a hot girl or a white British dude. Open it up. They're one of the two.
Yes.
And if it's the white British dude, he's the bad guy.
He's evil. Yeah.
He's the bad guy, and you know because he's British. Also, he's a dude. Right? But if the other one's a hot girl, she's gonna even if she turns into be like some like weird like bomb thing, she herself is still awesome.
I'm losing your pulse.
I like the music there.
You and I heard that at the same time.
To the walls. Get to the walls.
From the window to the wall.
Oh,
Hanson.
God.
To the sweat drop. Oh, no.
Incoming.
Were you in the war?
No, I missed it.
He didn't.
You know, Dundradal points out a good thing. Why is Franklin in his uniform and not in a med
I've had
tunic?
that same dream.
Oh, maybe he's off duty or doing, paperwork or something. Got called in on an emergency. I love that recognition by Garibaldi. Like, I know what he's going through.
You ever done this before?
Hell, I've done everything.
I like how he's
before.
scratching like an addict.
Mm-hmm. Trying to make light of it and knowing what he's going, like the tortured look on his face.
Nowhere special, just a gropo.
Gropo.
No big deal.
Figured you for a ground pounder.
Oh, now he just told us what it was.
Me too.
Now,
Good
your first listen, are you hearing I'm a
looks like we both
gropo and then
missed
going,
our
I
chance
figured
to
you
be
for a ground
heroes.
pounder and understand that those two things are connected?
No.
What about the dreams?
Never.
Dreams. Well, I never dream.
You've been talking in your sleep.
Is there a reason that door is open?
You can go. I know some good counselors. I've used them myself.
Now, what would a man with everything in the world do with one of them?
I really like Garibaldi through this.
Stop. Okay. I want you to take this. Here's Garibaldi, very sober-minded, talking to Dwight Schultz, who's just crazy and out of his mind. He's relating to him. He's been in his shoes. He knows exactly where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Now take this conversation, Jeff, and juxtapose it to the conversation that Lockley has with Garibaldi in season 5, where Garibaldi is on the other side of this conversation as a drunk, and Lockley is going, look, I know exactly where you are because I've been there. Or that Zach is having with Garibaldi.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have this conversation happening there, only now Garibaldi's on the other side.
And he does the same thing. Here, Amos walks out. Yeah, Garibaldi, I don't got nothing.
Walks out.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
That's
great.
That's great.
It's almost as if through the series, Garibaldi loses empathy and compassion.
And then he gets it back at the end.
Uh-huh.
Because he's
Gets
back
his
to being
groove back.
Uncle Mike.
Exactly.
Well, Lease re-entered the picture. And
When did it start? Moments ago. Looks like a dream. Or a nightmare.
Nightmares are
It's all
dreams,
right.
too.
I'm a doctor.
stop touching her
Understand?
head.
Right from go!
Dude, look at his
to be
thumb.
afraid of.
He's all like, hi, baby.
So bad.
Oh, my word.
You put your hand on her shoulder at
I ran a
most.
general diagnostic
At
while the systems still
most.
appear to be
And then you
operating.
take it away.
Yeah, hey, are you?
Then I found this. According to the system analysis, there's no malfunction of the other cryogenic tube. He should be alive.
You double-checked it?
3
Triple.
times.
I figured it's Ivanova.
Someone murdered him.
Were they the only two on the ship?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a whole bunch of other
At the time
cryogenic.
of death,
Because
the
I seem to
victim's
remember
weight
a bunch
appears
of
to
other
have been
folks.
about 90
Really? I think it's just the
pounds.
two of them.
Just the two?
Given his height and bone structure, his normal weight should have been about 180. But
My normal weight
malnutrition
should be
wasn't what killed
180.
him.
I'd be like, that's my, it's my left
He
leg.
died as a result of organ failure.
Why?
I don't know. They're missing. It's as if something reached inside of him and pulled everything out.
It's called the Vidians.
What happened to the organs?
There's no evidence of them anywhere on the ship. Complete
There you
scan.
go.
If there was so much as a cell remaining, we would have found it.
I think we'd better have a talk with the woman who was with him.
I don't think that's such a good idea yet.
She'll
man's
tell you
been
things I
murdered
did
and
to
the list
her,
of
and you
suspects is
can't
pretty
have
short.
can't have that.
According to the ship's
You'd have to
log,
arrest
she
me.
was in stasis the whole time. She couldn't have done it.
If you don't mind answering a few questions, what were you doing on that ship?
Will.
What's
my
your
husband
sign?
and I are part of a commercial research group.
He's not your
They
husband
needed
anymore.
volunteers for a
'Cause
long-term
death
deep
did you
space
part.
mission, and I jumped to the chance. We were assigned to the Copernicus.
Look at him checking her out.
She
You
was
see his
programmed
eyes?
to home in on any signal we might come across and wake us up.
Well, he's watching that vein in her neck go up
I
and
never
down as she
thought
talks.
the signal could be of human origin. How long were we in stasis?
I'm sorry, what? I was
I
not
think
paying
we should
attention to what you were
take this
saying.
a day at a time.
That doesn't sound very good. How long?
Well, I
Strong.
don't have the exact number,
Down to get the friction on.
but over 100 years.
Okay, I take that back. A ship from 100 years ago
yeah.
we're gonna recognize it.
I'd like to see Will now.
I don't even have to go to class for that.
And sending them out had to have been a big deal. Like that, you know, it's like...
I'm afraid he died during the voyage. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
But it's okay, baby. I got you.
Still haven't been able to determine exactly what happened.
We just said goodnight to each other.
Yeah, that'd have to feel so weird.
But look at her nails, man. They are perfectly manicured.
That's the joy of cryogenic freezing. Your hair stays good, your nails.
Let's start counting the seconds before Franklin moves in.
I'm going to try and check my Franklin bias here and start looking at it a little more. Like I'm having a lot of fun, but like I want to be fair.
No, he's earning it. Like it's not an incorrect assessment.
You can hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So knowing what we know now, Jeff. Okay, let's piece this together. Council chambers, you guys can help us out. Chime in on this if you need to. All right. 1,000 years ago, there was a big battle. Shadows, Vorlons, Minbari were a part of that. Valen, all that sort of stuff, right? They defeat the Shadows. The Shadows scattered across the galaxy, bury themselves underground in various planets, right? They're now waking up, and they have been for the last...
couple years.
Mm-hmm. They're waking up and returning to Zahadum.
Yes.
Right?
Many were at Zahadum, but now they're like marshaling their forces.
They're kind of all waking up, and they're coming out of the grounds and all that sort of stuff, right? And so Zahadum, what's that? I know, right, Andrew? It's the thing is, I've seen the end of the show, so I know where this is going.
They bring it up in the 4th season, like it's a thing.
Well, the 3rd anyway. At the end of the season,
yeah, it's
in
called
the shadow
Zahadum.
of Zahadum. Like I get it, you know, but
Z minus, right? Yeah,
Z right. So that's what's going on. But also, we know of these minions and servants of the shadows, and they're also going. And what happens here is, at some point in history, Dwight was on a ship that got attacked by a shadow or a minion of the shadows, and it sucked. Like this particular one, like sucked all the organs out of them, which is nothing we ever hear from anybody else ever again. Right? And basically left him alive as a messenger or something.
I don't remember. You're moving way ahead in this
while
episode.
he jumped off of his ship and jumped onto theirs and then ate her husband.
Well, if I remember right there, he jumped onto this ship to set it to go to Zahadum. Like we're going to find out at some point the coordinates were reset.
Andrew says that the thing was, it left Schultz alive to feed on him slowly.
Okay, he's the snacks.
And this is like a proto Drock, a shadow servant that we never see again because it was bad. And JMS didn't bring it back.
And I'll say it makes sense to have more than one race of minions and servants.
Sure. But that's what I'm trying to track with exactly what we're talking about here and what's going on. So, okay.
But yeah, part of him is in this monster, so he's feeling it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's drawn to the Copernicus.
Interesting. Okay. But it's supposed to be the same monster that messed him up however long ago.
I think so, yeah.
Look at her arm in arm with
linked up.
Dude,
yeah,
and he's like in casual clothes. This is a date.
Imagine anything like that.
She's on a date.
I've
Look, he
missed
pulls
so
out the
much.
chair for her.
That's
not just being a gentleman.
No.
And we still haven't outgrown violence?
Oh no, not even a little bit.
It's going to take up more than 100 years.
We've actually ingrown it.
Doctor.
There's a lot more.
Ambassador.
This must be our visitor from the
I'm her. I'm like, what the?
Mariah Cirrus, this is Ambassador Jakar of the Nar.
She should be like,
Take
look,
my
5
advice
fingers.
And go back to the time you came from. The future isn't what it used to be.
I love that.
Why is this freaking her out with him?
I don't think it's Jakar so much as maybe like she stood up and the blood was rushing, and then Dr. Franklin sexually assaulted her, and so that's what triggered it. So
I mean, he's sexually assaulting her hand right now.
Right now, as and like we're watching it happen. God, the 90s were such a time. Like, what the?
I haven't been completely candid with you about.
Why are you touching me? It would be the question I would have.
What are you saying?
Well, he didn't just die. Something killed him. Something that was on that ship.
No, there were just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Sing it, Jeff. Sing it.
You think I killed him?
No. I think maybe something in your dreams might be.
Yeah, Andrew's saying, I thought you were going to go easy on Franklin. I was going to look at him in an unbiased, give him a chance, but oh my God, even giving him a chance.
No, you did.
Yeah.
You did. And this is still where you came. Get your hands off her face. Oh my.
I like Ben. He's got quarters in every sector for medical emergencies.
God dang it! Rip his medical license out of his hand now.
You more so than me, are adjacent to the medical profession and stuff, and it just turns every fiber of my being to see that.
Yeah.
I guess not.
You actually asked me in the episode what would happen to somebody. I was like, they'd lose their license like that.
Like that, yeah. Why don't you just lay down again? Go ahead and close your eyes. Get comfortable.
Listen here, chill out, Cosby. All right?
I arrested a lurker named Amos who was stationed on a deep space listening post during the war. 47 men landed on that moon. All of them were slaughtered.
47.
Except one.
Amos thinks what wiped out his post came here on the Copernicus.
No, we ran a thorough scan on that ship. If there was an alien on board, we would have found it.
Unless it's something we'd never seen before, something completely outside our experience.
Good for you, Garibaldi.
I traced the ship's path.
I like
it passed
that
within the
thinking.
gravitational pull of the same moon that Amos was stationed on. This Mariah Cirrus may not be what she appears.
She had nothing to do with this death.
How can you be sure?
Because she was with me last night.
No!
Oh, moving kind of fast, aren't you?
I don't sleep with my patients.
Yeah, you
She's
do.
in pain, and I'm helping her. That's all.
I want a watch put on
I
her
signed her out.
24 hours a
I
day.
discharged her, and then I
I'm sorry. Look, he just said, I want a watch put on her 24 hours a day, and I don't mean you. You know what I've just realized, Jeff? The show is calling itself out.
It knows what it's
And
doing.
I appreciate that. At least the show is, because even Garibaldi's like, whoa, you're moving kind of fast there, Doc.
That's a great point. Like, this is intentional, pushing Franklin this way. JMS wants us to not like Dr. Franklin. Turns out I was right.
No, I think JMS wants us to like Dr. Franklin. Just whoever the guy is that wrote the story went way too far.
Way too far.
But I do think, okay, let's think about what's actually happening in storytelling world right now. Okay. We're setting up the idea that Franklin has a lot of stress, that Franklin, we already know he does the underground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him kill a kid. Well, save a kid, but then wound up killing the kid.
Right. Yeah.
We saw, like, we've seen him do these questionable things, and this is going to culminate in his pill addiction,
his stim
addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so if that's where we're pointed here with this, then I think JMS is right. Like, this one doesn't quite nail. This makes him more of a creep than a doctor who's just doing some shady stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, shady, like running the underground clinic. Yeah, that's shady, but it's honorable.
It's a good thing.
You know, going against the parents' wishes, shady, but honorable to save a kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
Moving in on a patient, even though you're not sleeping with her, to which everybody's like, yeah. To the point that Captain Sheridan had to be like, I need a watch put on her, because one, she might actually be responsible for this, and two, she needs to be kept safe from you.
From you, Doc. Yeah, I almost think that if they had not done the scene in his quarters, that might have moved that story narrative along in a way that was still not great, but better. It's that scene in the quarters where it's just like...
What I want to know is, was it written into the script that they're walking through the Zocalo arm in arm and that Franklin pulls out a chair? Like, was that all part of the script, or was that something the director and Richard Biggs put in?
Threw in, yeah.
You know, because it makes a difference of whether that was intended to be the message that was delivered, or this was just the director and the actor kind of missing the forest for the trees of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you suggesting I'm not doing my job?
I'm suggesting you're doing something outside of your
do
job.
whatever's necessary to protect it. Go over her bioscan again and make sure you haven't missed something.
Oh, I've been all over that bioscan.
He's been bioscanning her.
With more than a light.
Multiple probes.
I Londoed. I Centauri'd.
For what it's worth.
Her.
I hope you're right.
All 6 of them.
But if you're not, be careful.
I'm a doctor. I can do what I want.
If you do nothing about her presence here, we will.
I don't like threats. And as long as I am the law on B5, I intend to see everyone is protected, human and alien alike. Understood? This meeting's adjourned.
Dude, now, I want you to picture Sinclair saying that same line.
Mm-hmm.
I frankly believe it more from Sheridan.
What if something did get on board the Copernicus?
Yeah, I think Sinclair could deliver it, though, in a meaningful way, but I think it has more weight with Sheridan.
Yeah.
When I see it.
Let's hope we don't get the chance.
Jakar is putting it all together.
Well, again, you said this episode's about validating Jakar. You know,
it's interesting to me how so many of the races recall the Shadow War of 1,000 years ago in specific ways, and then so many of them don't.
Yeah.
Like the Centauri. I get why humans don't. You know, we weren't around, but like, I don't think we find out what the Centauri were up to.
Rise and shine, pal.
We know what happened to the Narn.
You know, everything in your Earth Force record suggests you're out of your mind. You want me to believe you? Then this is your chance. Take me to where you followed it.
What?
Right now.
I love that Garibaldi's like, I believe you. Show me. Look how it's changing his entire demeanor. Because he's just been called crazy this whole time. Yep.
You want me, you bastard? Well, I'm here. Come on, let's finish it. Come on.
Yeah, get it, man.
Mm-hmm.
During the war, there was a guy in my unit who kept telling everybody our perimeter was weak. We all figured it was nuts. Until then, we'd never seen any action. Then one night, we stopped laughing. Came through that perimeter like it was paper. He was the first to die. Saved our butts. He was a nut.
And he was right.
Mm-hmm. I believe you.
Look at that Dwight Schultz, the acting in his eyes right now. It's being validated for the first time.
What it means to say, I believe you.
Tell me about the listening post.
You know, here's the thing. This is another one of those episodes where actually, if you look at the whole story of Amos here and Garibaldi, it's actually really good.
This is fantastic.
It's fantastic. You take away the whole Franklin stuff, and this is great.
They set up camp in old ruins of some kind. As far as we knew, it was a dead world.
I think Schultz is doing a great job. Like, this is incredible. I mean, the open was ridiculous, but everything from there, this has been really good.
We heard nothing, saw nothing. It came right through the walls, like a hot wind. First man died, just meters from me. Never even screamed.
Meters? What is that? I don't understand.
We ran.
How far is that?
And then I saw it. It looked like it had come straight from hell.
A part of me is still inside that thing. I can feel it.
And it's trying to come back home.
Nobody ever believed me. I think.
Okay, this went from being like a maybe deep, like emotional look at something to can you follow your missing body part by feeling it?
It's calling me.
Can you put your hand out as a divining
Maybe we
rod
have some unfinished
to your
business between
kidney?
us.
Amos!
I tell you what, though, you put this role in the hands of a less gifted actor, and this is ridiculous.
So let's have this conversation on the back end. We said that this was the waste of two really good guest actors.
That's all I have now.
Do we still maintain that this
This?
was a waste of at least one
My
of the two
memories?
good guest actors?
Yeah, it's not a waste of Dwight Schultz.
You?
I'm
I
in
was going
that
to say,
camp.
we can have that conversation at the end.
Maybe I'm assuming more than I should.
Why is his arm not around her? I would fully expect his arm to come in and just be like around her waist.
Well, because he got chastised, and he's like questioning himself.
Just lost your husband.
Oh, now Franklin's going, hey, we're moving a little too fast here.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said I don't miss him. I do.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you didn't.
And I want to find whatever killed him. And I think it was using me to stay alive until it could find more food.
More food.
That's called rationing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've put everybody
Spreading her
here in
out.
great danger.
Smells, that smells, sounds intelligent to me.
I almost feel like this thing's another take on the Knuckling feeder.
Official accounts of the massacre at the listening post blame
Kevin
the attack on the
grossly
Minbari.
out.
Amos may not be sure of much, but he is sure of one thing. That post was not attacked by the Minbari.
Whatever's in the station came from her ship. If what the lurker said is true and there is some kind of a symbiotic relationship, who knows what kind of
The
influence it may have
lurker
over her.
has a name, people.
She could be scouting for it without knowing what she's doing.
If what happened on that listening post is happening here, we're not going to have to go looking for it. It'll find us. Let's just make sure we're ready for it.
You couldn't get her like an apartment or something? Just here, live in Medlab with your clothes.
On a bed that is this narrow that if you roll over you will fall off of.
Yeah.
That's not even a twin size mattress.
Garibaldi.
I need your help to find
And have it elevated 4 feet off the ground,
Dr.
6 feet off the
Franklin told
ground.
me
Right, make sure it's going to hurt when you
sorry.
fall.
Can you find this thing? Can you feel where it is?
Actually, yeah, with Andrew in the council chambers chat, they don't give her a hotel because at least here they can monitor what happens to her while she's sleeping.
Provided her doctor comes along.
Right.
Doc.
Sheridan to Franklin.
I tried him, he's not answering. I'd say they found it.
You all right?
Garibaldi pulled him out. He went back in.
Right. You two stay here with them. You let us know if it doubles back. I don't want it to escape.
We don't see a lot of those rifle PPGs throughout the rest of the series. I like how the security guys have body armor, but none of the key players do.
Right? Well, they don't need it. They have plot armor.
True.
Amos! Kill it! Kill it! Shoot! Shoot!
They should have made a bigger deal out of him just literally floating in the air.
Get out!
It's the Sparky gun.
Yeah, totally.
You wanted me? Here I am! Let's
Imagine the hell he's been living through that this, like, he's just willing to be like, do it.
No more dreams. Let's end it.
Amos, get clear! Amos! Open fire!
They shot it 3 times with the Zat gun and it disappeared.
No more bad dreams. It's over.
I didn't get my piece out of him first.
I have a really important Stargate question for you.
Okay.
If you get shot in succession by 3 different Zat guns,
okay,
do you disappear? Or does it have to be the same Zat gun 3 times? Or does that depend on the plot?
Depends on the plot.
Okay.
Also, there's very clearly something that has to do with the amount of time in between shots,
which is variable again based on.
I'm gonna say it has to be from the same Zat gun.
Okay.
Because we have seen multiple times where people get shot by multiple Zat guns, and they just knock out.
Mm-hmm.
Good
point.
So yeah, it's got to be by the same. And my guess is it's because each one has its own frequency that it's on, and it's a disruption in that frequency.
Okay.
You know.
So I was just thinking, he basically got 3 shots from 16 PPGs here, and so that equals the 3 Zat.
Although it occurs to me on an energy-based weapon, if you shoot somebody with multiple energy-based weapons at certain frequencies could actually cancel out, and then they would not do any harm to the person whatsoever.
At all. Something to think about.
If it was just in the right context, the right situation.
You sure he's going to be okay?
No. He's just banged up. I gave him something to help him sleep.
Was it the same thing you gave her to help sleep?
Forget.
Yeah, why isn't he in your quarters? What's going on there?
So, what about you?
What about me?
Dude,
Well,
he's literally in the middle of treating another patient. He turns on and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I thought about it, but I can't. I need to see Earth. Barry will. Mourn for a while. I just need time. If I can, I'll come back, if you're still interested.
Oh, I won't be.
I think there's a good chance of that.
Did she just put her finger on his lips and then kiss her finger?
That's what I would do. So that's like, look, I'm being nice. I'm also not touching you.
Well, I was going to say, you don't know where those lips have been.
What other patients have you been treating?
Captain, we just got finished analyzing the database on board the Copernicus. According to the ship's log, the Copernicus lost 10% of its oxygen when it passed by a moon in sector 18 by 70 by 59.
Which would have been caused when that thing came aboard.
Exactly. But when it left that sector, it was heading on a new course. That thing must have been more intelligent than we thought.
You said the ship was reprogrammed to a new destination. So where was it going?
It was heading for the rim, toward the exact place where Ambassador Jakar told us an ancient enemy was gathering its forces.
Zahadum.
You think it's a coincidence?
Probably.
A few weeks ago, I probably would have said yes. But now, no. Something's going on, Commander.
I know. Between you and me, it's scaring the hell out of me.
They said what? I don't know what y'all are talking about. That's not a shadow.
Yeah, if you looked really, really closely when they were shooting the thing, it kind of almost sort of looked like exactly that thing.
Yeah, sort of.
All right, Brent. We just made it through the very, very, very long dark. What do you got?
Infection.
Mm-hmm.
Awful episode, hits 27-minute mark, makes a dime, becomes a great episode.
Yep.
Okay. Soul Hunter had some good bones to it. Still overall not a great episode. TKO, most people would say, Jeff, not all, but most people would
unreasonable
say
people, yes.
It's a half of a good episode and then a half of a not a great episode. I'm in the middle on that one. Gray 17 is missing. Half the episode's great, half the episode's not, right? Late delivery from Avalon, some people really appreciated it, some people did not, right? You can always find positives. The first time around, I found no positives out of this episode.
Same.
The second time around, I actually found quite a few positives in this episode. You know, I don't want to watch this episode again. If I have the option to skip this episode every single time in the future, I will take that option.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
All right. I will. However, the gold of this episode is in the relationship that happens between Garibaldi and Amos.
Absolutely.
That is a phenomenal look at what's happening. There is a little bit of the furthering of the shadow plotline here, but if you didn't have this, you would be missing nothing from that plotline.
Agreed.
You know, so it didn't really do a lot for us. When you think about 22 episodes, each episode is a chapter in a novel or something like that, and each one has to be indispensable to the whole. Fail on this one.
Well,
and there's
I think
a reason why this guy's not coming back.
It builds anticipation, right? Like we're building them into a bigger thing. It's gonna all points converge at Zahadum. I think if we take a really long look at this to the end of the 3rd season, then this is building up the impact of the big moment of the nukes on Zahadum, but a little bit. It's a shuffle, not a step in that direction.
Still, it's not enough to save this episode. None of those are enough to really save this episode. And the Franklin stuff, you and I both tried to go in this with a little more open-minded, going, hey, let's not. And it was so overdone.
It was so much worse than we thought it was.
It really was. It really was. The only redeeming factor is the episode was aware of it.
It almost makes it worse.
And called itself out.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to figure out, okay, where are they going? What are they trying to do? My best guess is what I said during the middle of the episode is this is just trying to set Franklin up for his fall and redemption arc and stuff like that. So fine. But yeah, that's where I am left on this episode. I still don't like it. Is it going to be the worst episode of Babylon 5 when we get to the end? I don't know. I foresee a situation where this is not the bottom of the list for me.
Yeah.
I think it's still probably bottom 5, bottom 10 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that it's maybe even bottom 3, but I don't know that it might be the bottom. I see some others that possibly could be worse than this. How about you, Jeff? What do you got coming out of this one?
The thing I also loved, in addition to everything you just said, was this was a fantastic G'Kar episode. When we watched it the first time, I said the purpose was to validate G'Kar, but I think also knowing the arc, the journey that G'Kar goes on during this series, we got a glimpse at late series G'Kar in this. Wisdom, calm, patience, seeing the long game, understanding, reflecting, a lot of the qualities that if we roll all the way back to Midnight on the Firing Line were unthinkable for this character. So I think this was a really big step in his growth. But yeah, I agree. I did not like this episode. I have an entirely different view of Dwight Schultz in this episode. And again, we appreciated it the first time, but now like I enjoy and really acknowledge the importance of the Garibaldi and Amos stuff. It hit me to kind of pivot into the message discussion. There was a line that Garibaldi said, they're talking about Amos, who everyone just refers to as the Lurker.
The Lurker.
Which is gross, right? And kind of helps understand how Earth got to the fascist states it's about to become in Babylon 5, where, you know, oh, well, we can just take these people and call them lurkers and they're gross and whatever. But Garibaldi says, what was it? He's been so decorated as a soldier, you could open up your own gift shop or something like that.
Right.
This
they
is
put
such
so many ribbons on his chest. Yeah.
This is such a reflection on, we take someone who gives literally themselves to be a war hero, and this is the commentary on what society does to those people. This is a reflection, a mirror to society right now. We do the same thing now. People go and give their whole lives. They come home to broken families, to no employment, to addiction, to poor mental health, and we just write them off and we call them homeless vets at best, and worse things on top of that. And here's a guy who experienced trauma that, like, I think it's meant to reflect the trauma of war, but on such a level. Like, he was literally consumed as a human over a long period of time, and almost to the end, we're just writing him off. It's disgusting. And Dwight Schultz did such an incredible job portraying it. The acting in his eyes in a couple of moments was just, this is why when you watch this the first time, you're like, oh, they need Dwight Schultz for this.
Yeah.
Because no one else could do what he did.
Right. And the fact that he did it in such a way that was unrecognizable as being Dwight Schultz.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, hey, he plays crazy really well, so here he is as whatever his name was from A-Team. Or, you know, here he is as Reg Barclay, or here he is as whatever. Like, no, he was bringing a new character to life here. So, do you have any other messages?
Well, we captured a line that you and I are both like, oh, that's good. And it was that something like, evil sometimes wears a pretty face.
Oh, yeah. To which G'Kar went, true.
He's like, yeah, look at mine. I look good. And that's a mirror to society. That's just a message. That's a warning, right? That's just a heads up to people that like, well, actually, you know what I think about that is at the time we're recording this, the Dune movies have been very popular, and Dune 3 is heading into production. And, Denny is taking a bit of a different bent on the initial story that Frank Herbert put together. But the theme of the Dune series is really, hey, watch out for charismatic leaders. Red alert, yep. Big deal. And I think that like that's kind of what we get here. They're charismatic, they're pretty, they speak really well. Whatever the thing is, that doesn't mean they're good, right? Like,
and Ben points out Morden's actually a pretty man.
He really is.
And he is the face of the shadows.
God, his hair is so,
he's so pretty, he's punchable.
Yeah, totally. And I bet he'd like it too.
You said that a little too sultry, my friend.
I did. Yeah, that's what I got. Did you get any message stuff outside of that?
I did. And I like this one. Track with me. Okay.
Okay.
This comes from the moment where old girl, whatever, Mariah, she's having a conversation with Franklin, and she realizes that she has this line like, wait, you mean if we would have just waited a few years, we wouldn't have had to go on this big trip? Well, what the heck? Right. And it was this real look of regret, and it kind of got me thinking in that moment. And Franklin had a great line after that. He's like, hey, you didn't know that was about to happen. What you did took courage, and it took bravery. And I was sitting there going, you know what? Regret in the face of something not working out. Hey, I did this thing. I attempted to do this thing, and it all went to hell. So-and-so died. This, really bad stuff happened. And what was it for? Because if we would have just waited, or if we would have just whatever, then we wouldn't even had to do that. Right. And I think the message there is really true. You've got to remember, when you made your decision to do that thing, you weren't working in hindsight.
Right.
You didn't know what was about to happen. You didn't have 20/20 vision that way, and depending on exactly what the situation is, quite possibly you choosing that course of action took some bravery. It took you stepping into the unknown. It took some courage for you to get out there and go do that. And more likely than not, even if it didn't take any of that, you were making the best decision with the set of information that you were working with. It's one of those things, Jeff, and I'm going to call back to my days as an NFL podcaster, where we covered a lot of folks, and we covered draft. Now, I got to tell you, I hate the draft. A lot of people love the draft. They get into it. A lot of people might have just pulled off the road and threw their phones out the window if they were listening to us when I said I don't like the draft. And you know why I don't like the draft, Jeff?
Why is that?
One, I don't follow college football that closely, but also we hear nonsense. There's 500 people that register for the draft every year, maybe close to 1,000, right? 200 and something are going to get picked. That's it. And everybody's putting out these mock drafts of how they think things are going to go. And it never goes that way, ever. Because you're also very rarely are you accounting for trades and, proper trade and all that sort of stuff, like all the things that happen. And there's so many different variables of what could happen that as a person who covered the team, I was like, I would rather just let the team make their pick and then talk about them on that side, instead of talking about all these other people who will never play for the team that I'm covering. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That being said, that's a whole aside. We could cut that whole thing out of our deal. But this one matters. NFL GMs get judged based on their draft picks.
Yes, big time.
More so than anything else. More so than the contracts they write. More so than free agents they sign. They get judged based off their draft picks. And when their draft picks go bust, they lose their job. And I've never thought that was fair and we do this thing all the time. We go back and regrade a draft after the first season, or we do, and you're looking back with hindsight and you're saying, oh, you should have drafted all these people. Aaron Rodgers was picked like number 26 the year he went. Tom Brady was a sixth round pick the year he went. All right. There's lots of examples of people that went way later, and all these Lamar Jackson was picked number 32. 31 other teams were like, now we're going to pass on him. It's ridiculous. But the thing is when those NFL GMs make those picks. They can't see the future. They don't know what's going to happen with this particular kid. They're working with the best set of information that they have available to them in that moment, and they're making their best pick based off of that, based off of team need, based off of their assessments, all that sort of stuff, input from their coaches, all that stuff. Let's remember that when we are making our decisions for stuff, even when it doesn't work out, don't question your decision. You were working with the best decision you possibly could have at the time. Even when tragedy strikes.
It's a tool that you use in, speaking to someone with emotional intelligence and empathy, where if we have a different perspective on a thing, and I take the time to listen to your perspective, right? Give you a chance to speak and be heard. What I can say in that point is, like, I don't agree with you at all. And I still think that what you did or the choice you made was awful. But given your perspective, your experience, and the perceptions that you just shared with me, it makes sense to me how you made that decision.
Yeah.
I have different information than you have. You had this, and I can understand. I don't agree. I understand how you made that decision. Wow. Could you imagine our world right now if we talked to each other about all the ideological differences we had that way? Could be incredible. But
well, I mean, to that point there, Jeff, my kid just experienced something this past summer where he was on the receiving end of a bad deal with stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Where he had to take the blame and the brunt of punishment and stuff like that from a camp person, from somebody at camp, and bad things happened. And turns out actually it wasn't his fault and he had absolutely nothing to do with it. While I think the decision and what the camp director, the decisions that they made were wrong, and I'm clearly stating that it was wrong. They were wrong when they did that. Given the set of information they had at the time and what was going on in the moment, I don't blame them for the decision that they made.
Right.
I probably would have made actually I did because I agreed with them in the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming them, but I am saying now looking back, it was the wrong thing to say. And those two things can exist mutually exclusive of each other.
Absolutely. I think, if I could say what's one thing, Jeff, that you would tell the world that would make it a better place, it is that the either or thinking, binary thinking, is dumb and ruins everything. More than one thing can be true at the same time. And in this case with Mariah, it sucks that you gave up 100 years of your life when all you had to do is wait 2 years and the whole galaxy would have opened up to you. And isn't it amazing that you and your husband and the world had the technology, the wherewithal, the foresight, the courage to go explore the galaxy? All of those things are true. And who knows what great things she's going to do in the future? You don't know. And to the point that some people in the council chambers chat said this, Suzanne said up here, and we've been saying this forever, right? What's one of the big things that we got beat up for during the second season on our first time watch?
We didn't understand foreshadowing.
It's foreshadowing. When you're in it, you can neither fore nor shadow because it's just what you know. Yeah. And and this is the perfect example. Yeah. You and I hated this episode the first time. Now that we can have hindsight, there's some sparkling parts of the episode and some that actually we like even worse. So yeah, great call on the message.
I'll give you one more and then I'm done.
Okay.
Mariah says this one thing. I forget exactly what she was talking about in the moment, but she's like, remember, she's from 100 years ago. She's like, you guys haven't figured that out yet? And they're like, yeah, we thought we would have.
You haven't outgrown violence yet.
Right. Oh, that's it. That's what it was. Yeah. The idea that we will not have outgrown our shit in 100 years from now, and I say that word very emphatically, it's depressing. And frankly, it's a warning. Because I got to tell you what, I've got to imagine somebody back in 1925, we're recording this in 2025. Somebody in 1925, we're talking about 20s, flapper era, pre-civil rights, pre-World War II, post-World War I, all of that era is going on. Somebody who's maybe a little more forward thinking, right? Say they beam into 2025 and they go, you guys haven't figured out racism yet? And we go, no, actually, it seems like it's just as bad as it's always been. We're still here. And to be like, really? Are you serious? We haven't got there yet? Are you kidding me? I'm not issuing this as a message, just as a warning. Work on your stuff, folks.
Yeah.
Work on your stuffs. Anyway, that's what I got for messages, Jeff.
Dig it.
Well, Jeff, messages being what they are, we said that it's honestly one of the most important parts of the show that we do, but the single most important thing that we do is we do our Babylon 5 for the second time, season 2 ranking. It's 100% accurate. It's completely definitive. It's immutable. No one can touch it.
Right.
It's guaranteed or your money back. Jeff, you get to place this 5th episode in an episode of 4. Now, we did something kind of shenanigy with this one last time.
We did.
I don't know that I'm going to let you do that with this one this time. Last time we were like, hey, let's go ahead and just list 5 through 22 and just slot it at 22 and let it be. I'm not going to let you do that this time, but you do have to place this one in our 100% completely accurate, definitive, guaranteed is the new word I'm going to say, ranking of season 2, Babylon 5. Jeff, our current listing is The Geometry of Shadows, Points of Departure, A Distant Star, and Revelations. Where does this one land on the list?
If you're watching the video, you can see the sunlight pouring into the window behind me. We're recording this relatively early in the day, which isn't a normal thing that we do. So I was brushing my teeth before we got on to record, and I was preparing for this very moment. And I thought to myself, 100%, I'm doing the same thing that we did last time. This will be number 22 to start. But then, Brent, we watched the episode.
Yeah.
And I am not going to do that. Whether you allow me to or not, I'm not going to. This is not the number 22 episode.
Let's face it, I couldn't stop you anyway.
Right?
So.
That's the thing. It's my responsibility. It's my call. It's immutable. And it's not even, I'm not even confident this will be the number 22 episode on the season.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Like it could be a lot of things. That said, it is not The Geometry of Shadows.
No.
Points of Departure.
No.
Or A Distant Star. Or Revelations. Brent, this is the number 5. This is rounding out our top 5.
Yeah. And it's the only time this episode will ever be in the top 5.
Yes. This will continue to drop, but probably maybe not to the very bottom.
If this wound up being 20, 21, or 22, I would not have a problem with it.
Agreed.
On this episode. I don't know that it's going to get any higher than that, though. I'd be shocked. If it does get higher than that, then we're in for some really rough episodes.
Right. Yeah, we do have some weird ones coming up that kind of land in the middle-ish. Sure. Yeah, some odd things.
Well, Jeff, that's going to do it for The Long Dark. Next week, an all-new episode for the second time on deck for us. A spider in the web, Jeff. A spider in the web. I need you to go all the way back to when we did this for the first time. You heard that title for the very first time. Do you remember what your prediction was going into this the first time we did this? What was A Spider in the Web?
My prediction on this is incredible. And I think, like, again, looking back on everything, it kind of repaints. So the first part of my prediction was that Bester is going to be back.
Right.
And so everyone knows I have a controversial opinion about Bester. Is that a fair
Maybe
way
not
to say?
Everybody, but Jeff has a controversial opinion about Bester.
I do. And I think a lot of it started right here because my prediction was Bester's going to be back, and the story and everything, like he and his team and through the story are going to manipulate things to make him look like the good guy.
Hey, Jeff, do me a favor real quick. Could you remind me what happens in this episode?
And A Spider in the Web?
Yeah.
This is the one with the guy who was in Xanadu and has like the implanted personality. He's a Mars First dude.
Yeah. So it's Bester.
Well, it's Psychor. It's Psychor.
Is Bester's not in it, but it's Bester.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Doesn't
we'll talk
he pop
about
up
it
at the very end. Yeah.
No, I think it's Talia. Actually, this
Talia,
might be the Bureau 13 episode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
What did you predict for this one?
I said someone is gonna get caught in something. And in fact, I time traveled to try to manifest this. And I said it's going to be Londo and Jakar, and Londo is going to have Jakar on a string about something.
Okay.
He's going to have him like kind of think like that flower thing, only way more serious at this point.
I wish that your prediction was it's going to be Londo and Jakar in an elevator.
Oh, that's so good. Not till season 3, my friend.
Right. We got to wait.
So good. Yeah.
It's coming. We got to wait.
Coming. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll see you all next week. We're going to talk about it, A Spider in the Web. Thanks for being here with us today. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, star, do all the stuff, interact with us, right? Make some comments down below, or we have like links in the show notes to our socials and all that kind of stuff. So hit that up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I think I might have just said that. But also, please share this show, right? That's the best way we can grow. The best way we can build our incredible community here is to share this show with other people who have not dove in for the first or the second time with us. So until next week, we're going to go ahead and, yes, Brent, what is up?
Dude, I said it before. I'm going to just say, I'm really, really glad to put this episode in the rearview mirror.
Indeed.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.